Hey guys, working on the 1988 FZR400 carburetor rebuild, cleaning and partial rebuild. But just wanted to give you some tips that I learned along the way. It can be tough to find these parts, so I can give you some pointers. Sometimes they're overseas. You can get them out of China. There's a guy in Thailand, I think it's called Light Tech. And you can get some stuff locally, believe it or not. Some of these parts still exist. Finding part numbers can be tricky because you got to find part catalogs and things. But there are a couple, just search parts diagram online. And actually boats.net has been one of my favorite places because they tend to carry almost everything. Boats.net. And that's where I got a lot of these little oddball items that you would find hard to find, pretty hard to find other places. But anyway, I also found this boot. As you can see, mine was split, and that could be a problem in terms of air leak. And the boot right here is brand new. So that came, I got it on Amazon, I believe. So it's really weird. You find these oddball things on Amazon or eBay, and then boats.net as well. So what I had is a stuck jet, which I mentioned on another one. And here was where your jets go. This is your main jet here. This hole here. Hopefully this pointer works for you. And then this is your pilot jet. That's the one that was stuck on me. And this is your idle jet, I believe. Or, I forget what you call main jet, secondary jet, and pilot jet. This is for idle. This one was a 52.5, and you can read the little tiny numbers on the sides of the jets. Here is a jet right here, and they're printed right on there. And I've been using literally the little geologist magnifying glass like that and getting the numbers off of there. And that's what you're going to need. You need a magnifying glass unless you got really good eyes, or take a picture and blow it up with your phone. That helps too. But that has what I learned is, oddly enough, these four-cylinder, four-strokes have 90s in here for the main jets and 92.5s on the outer cylinders. I don't know. I guess that has to do with flow. Maybe it's further distance, and so you need larger jets on these outer ones and smaller jets on these inner ones by a hair, as you can tell. A 90 here versus a 92.5 here. The other secondary jets were all 52.5s, which was a little bit of an oddball. And then my pilot jet in this was a number 35. And I found these. I didn't get the exact part number, and I'm hoping they're going to be fine. I did test them already, but they're slightly different shaped than my original jet, which I have right here. Shoot, where did I put it? Well, I'll find it later, but it actually just goes down the tube slightly longer. Threads are good, size is good. So I took it. I actually found the right part number after I'd already received these. I think these are going to work fine though, because technically it's really only about the opening, because that jet goes in here and it just means the tip sits a little closer to this opening, which I don't think is going to affect anything. So on the idle side. So these gaskets, I didn't even know you got to search the part numbers in different ways. As you can see, these part numbers, sometimes the dashes are in there, sometimes they're not. So write it both ways. And even if you add another set of zeros on the end, sometimes you'll see it like that. With the zero, with the zeros, without the zeros, with the dash, without the dash. Try every which way. And all of a sudden, after I already placed my order, I had to pay shipping twice. I found these gaskets, which was pretty hard to believe. As you can see, my old ones are dried up and rotten flat. So, and then I found even these tiny, look at that thing. I don't know if you can see it. Look how tiny that thing is. That little square gasket, and that actually goes in this main jet hole. That thing's going to go down in there. This one didn't even have one in there, and I don't know if it never had one or it dissolved. Some people say they dissolve over time. You gotta remember, this thing's ancient. So the other gaskets seem pretty good, but I definitely needed these main bowl gaskets, as you can see. And you're going to be using obviously images to check your shapes. As you can see, I do have a nice shape match there. And not all FCR parts are the same. They change obviously very quickly. So hopefully that helps you guys. But these parts are available. And some tricks I use too is little gaskets like this and some other O-rings on, say, for example, this part here, these O-rings in here, they're all dried out. But instead of paying $4 or $5 per O-ring on these darn things, I go to my local hardware store, sometimes the Ace hardware stores that have all the drawers and little bits and pieces and O-rings. Those are the best. So my local hardware store has all these little weird oddball items, and I can just buy standard little O-rings for 30 cents a piece, and they're going to be fine. If you think the body or the ring is a little different in diameter, I just buy the size down and stretch it a little harder, and it thins it up. But I already tested it. It works perfect. I bought the 30 centers instead of $4.50 for one. I paid, $1.20 for 4 of them. So those are some of the things that'll help you out. And I did the same with these O-rings. I need 4 of those in here, and I got them for $1.20 for all 4. So don't think you have to buy all the parts one place. Buy them from a variety of places, and you can come up with a pretty decent rebuild cost. So I'm cleaning the heck out of all these, soaking everything, putting some new main jets in. I was not able to get the 52.5s, so I'm reusing them. They're in good shape and they're clean now. So my main jets, there was a difference in the size of the hole. In the main jet, the hole, I looked with my magnifying glass, looked like it had eroded, so I definitely wanted main jets to be replaced. Now I got these little shiny brand new ones and they look awesome, so I'm excited to get them put in. I'm still waiting for my 92.5s to show up. They're on back order till for another couple of days. But so hopefully that helps you guys. Again, it's on these 4-cylinder, 4 strokes, 4 carburetors. I also ordered a synchronization tool. I'll let you know how that works when I get it. Take care.